nuts to this.
How to teach women over 60 how to use a computer. So you're tired of your elders being depends wearing bricks on the backs of productive society. You're wondering why your grandmother doesn't reply to your emails or IMs. You want your Aunt Matilda to actually look at your wish list on Amazon and get you something that you want, and not just another pair of woolen knit socks for your dog for your birthday, Christmas, and MLK Day. You're ready to teach women over 60 how to use a computer. Step 1. Realize what the you're getting yourself into. First, you must take a look at yourself in the mirror and ask your reflection, do you like pain? Do you like mental anguish? Do you like banging your head repeatedly against hard surfaces in order to stave off insanity? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are a masochist and you may be up to the job of teaching women over 60 how to use a computer. If you have any doubts whatsoever about your threshold for despondency and suffering, do not attempt to teach a woman over 60 how to use a computer. Do not even attempt to teach one how to turn on a computer. Do not even attempt to teach one that when she misplaces her glasses, that they are always already on her head. This will cause severe trauma to you and may cause you to physically lash out at the woman in question. You would never forgive yourself if you ever slapped your Gram and called her a useless bag of soiled undergarments. Plus, Gram carries a cane, and with it, she has a longer reach than you do. If you have decided that you're up to the challenge,
and may God have mercy on your soul,
proceed to Step 2. Step 2. Start out slow. Not to sound like a one-act stand-up comedian, but people over 60 tend to have the outlook on life that dictates that any technology created after their birth is the devil's own handiwork, and it was only made to corrupt their soul and send them on a one-way trip to hell. This is going to take some time to deprogram. Think of a woman over 60 as a brainwashed cultist when it comes to modern technology. They were taught one way and one way only how to do things, such as finding directions and using maps, writing out bills, finding hardcore pornography, and keeping in touch with family, and they will be damned if you try to tell them that there are easier, faster, cheaper, and less lame ways of doing any of that. First things first, tie or duct tape the woman over 60 who you are trying to teach to a chair in front of a computer. Even if they are eager to learn, they will still need to have their movements restricted just to avoid further annoyances. After your pupil is secured, you will have to show her, no less than 10 times, where the power button is and how to push it in order to wake up the little demon inside the plastic computer box. Your first lesson may take all afternoon. Bring a snack for yourself, but give nothing to your pupil yet. Hunger pains in a woman over 60 may accelerate her learning ability. Also make it clear that until she can turn on the computer by herself, there will be no murder she wrote for her, ever. Once she realizes that the computer is not a magical device sent by evil remote control stealing fairies solely to torture her, and it is indeed an inanimate object which she will actually have to work with in order to operate, you may move on to Step 3.
Move along.
Give her a shortbread cookie as a reward too, but no tea. She's still strapped to that chair, and if she has to go to the bathroom, she'll use that as an excuse to make a break for it. And if you lose track of her for more than 10 minutes, you will have to start over again with Step 1, bracing yourself for the mental and physical pain of starting Step 2 again. Step 3. Basic programs. Break out the Advil. Mima is going to test the limits of your patience and your rational mental health. If she doesn't understand the cockamamie science behind the computer mouse, this could very well take up the rest of your weekend. Show her how, by moving the mouse, you can make the little arrow on the screen move. With this arrow, you can point and click on the little icons on the monitor in order to open up digital folders or start a program. You lost her already, didn't you? She's fast asleep, filling her depends with what must be partially rotted lima bean souffle. Damn it. Okay, try this. Glue Granny's hand to the mouse. Tell her that she has 5 minutes to figure out how to use it in order to open up Microsoft Word, which you have previously already made a shortcut icon on the frickin' desktop for, and you pointed out that the big blue W is what she has to click on, or else you will pour a pot full of liquid magma on her head. Warning, do not really get any magma anywhere near an old lady. That might be a giant lawsuit even if the woman over 60 who you are teaching how to use a computer is related to you. Real magma might cause you to be ejected from her will. Instead, make it a can of half-melted frozen orange juice or something. You just want the old lady to actually take you seriously. You might also use a baseball bat to smash against the table or the walls in order to incite a drive to learn in your pupil. Note, never strike your pupil though, not unless she really asks for it. Once again, you may be left out of a will, or if you work with a lady you're teaching, she may threaten you with sexual harassment or something. And those anti-sexual harassment training sessions that you'll be forced to attend are such a freaking bore. Yes, I know you're not supposed to grab a woman's ass in the office, unless you get actual written approval to do so. And she's hot. If your pupil threatens you with something like this, be prepared to finish the job off with the bat. Make sure that the face, fingerprints, and teeth cannot be recognized and lead any investigations into her dumpster-found body back to her true identity. Then use her office email account that she probably never used herself. By the way, her password is the name of her dog, Pookie, to write an email letter to her boss saying, "My teacher of computers, your name, was so good that I now know everything and do not need this job anymore. Therefore, I quit and am moving to Fiji to become an interwebs tycoon, and you will never see me again. Goodbye." Okay, if the woman was able to successfully open up Word within your time limit, and if she couldn't, you should have a bottle of sleeping pills ready to put yourself out of your own misery, seeing as it is only going to get even more dick slammed in the toilet seat painful from here on out. Just show her that typing a letter in Word is just as easy, if not easier, than using an old-fashioned typewriter, like the kind she used back when she was FDR's secretary and gave him sloppy BJs in between memos to his butch wife. It's that easy. Don't linger on it. Just close it up and give her another cookie assuring her that she's a good little useless piece of wrinkled and that she already mastered the Microsoft Word. Huzzah! Throw some ticker tape if you have any. Older women like the colors and designs of falling ticker tape. It'll also distract her from all the other shortcuts on the desktop, like Visio, Access, Photoshop, and iTunes, which she may ask about. Do not let her ask about them. Step 4. Email. This is a difficult one. There is more than one step to it, but if your pupil retained the knowledge of how to open up a program from step 3, then you might have a chance of not having to kill either her or yourself during this step. Once again, take the time to make a shortcut to the email program that your pupil will be using. Set her account up for her. It may take you all of 5 minutes, but you just saved yourself 15 days of unmitigated absolute anguish and frustration. Repeat step 3 again, but make sure she understands that she needs to aim for the Outlook icon this time, and not the blue W. This may take a few threats or violent shakes to the chair that she is still taped to, in order for it to sink in. When she gets the email program open, you have to show her what the— oh, f*** it, this is just unfucking damnly impossible. It's just— okay, hold on. Okay, deep breaths. You can do this. You can do this. Okay, I think I can continue now. Your woman over 60 will be confused by what has appeared on the monitor. Do not be discouraged. You can make it through this. Very slowly point out that the inbox is like a digital mailbox, like where she receives the multitude of pictures that her ugly children send her of her hideous grandkids every day, hoping that their picture sacrifices to the almighty Gammy May May will get them a few more $100s in the will. These people don't know that she already gave everything that she and Grandpappy McGee had and are broke after that nasty Bill Gates called her up and asked her for her name and social security number in order to sign over Microsoft to them 3 years ago. Explain to her that the inbox is incoming messages and features lots of free advertisements for penis pumps and generic Viagra, and porn sites. Lots of porn sites. But assure her that those ads and sites are a complete ripoff. Tell her that anything she could possibly ever want is already online and free on the interwebs. Point out the delete button at the top of the email window. Show her how you select a piece of mail and then click on the delete button in order to remove it from— she deleted her entire inbox just now, didn't she? Christ. Okay, now show your pupil, by forcibly grabbing her leathery hand still glued to the mouse, how to click on the new email button, and emphasize that this is in order to write an electronic letter to somebody else. Tell her no, she cannot simply type Aunt Rose into the to field, nor can she type in President Asshole and be sure that her email is going to make it to Harry Truman in the Oval Office. Let her know that email addresses are just like real-world addresses. If she was writing to Aunt Rose in a real, tangible, stamped envelope letter, she would have to write Aunt Rose, 1337 Petunia Path Road, Suck My Balls, Missouri, 10045. But email letters actually have a shorter address and can be much more fun. Inform her that somebody can actually have the email address of large cock and balls at wet .net or suckmyt's@gerbilofmyass.org. She will be amazed at the possibilities. After she types out her message with just her forefingers, tell her that in order to send the message, she must hit the send button. If she asks where she pays for the stamp on the letter, just hold out your hand and tell her that you'll make sure that the stamp gets paid. Insist that email stamps are $1 each. Step 5. The web. This may actually be one of the easiest parts to teach your woman over 60. If she's already acquired the skills of pointing and clicking and can open up a program on her desktop, you may have a chance of opening up her mind to the World Wide Web. If she still cannot even open up a program from her desktop, it doesn't mean that you have failed as a teacher. It just means that for some reason Darwinism has not yet mastered its ability to remove the completely useless from society and nature. Leave her tied to the chair and go to Vegas to unwind for a few weeks. All of your problems concerning your pupil will be over by the time you return. Then just find an out-of-the-way place to dig an unmarked grave, and Bob's your uncle. If your pupil can indeed open up a program now, instruct her to click on the Google Chrome icon. Make sure that Google is the home page before she does this. Google is the simplest, hardest to fuck up search engine on the entire webs. Do not use Yahoo, as all the text and images will confuse your pupil and make her start asking questions to which your replies and answers will simply be ignored or too much for her old brain to understand.
How does my computer know that Iran is still causing trouble? How does it know that the temperature is 76 degrees outside when it is inside? How does it know that mortgage rates are low? Is it watching me?
You will not be able to deal with this after making it this far. Avoid Yahoo for all you're worth. Once on Google, just tell her to type in whatever information she wants to learn about. Anything at all. Tell her she can type in dogs, or tea party, or even tapioca enema, and she'll get thousands if not millions of possible web pages that have information on any topic she requested. If she starts to ask, how does it, cut her off quickly and answer, science. Now that she's tried her first search, show her how to choose one of the sites that her request brought back. If the woman over 60 is related to you, try to explain how the first 100 or so sites are always pornographic pages and any real information is about 5 to 10 Google pages in. If your pupil is just a brain-damaged coworker, tell her that every search ever performed has the best page ever appear as the top choice. Always. Make sure that none of her search filters are on and that her Googling is open to every adult page ever posted online. Once you eventually let her go and she goes back to her cubicle to start surfing the webs, let her boss know that she's looking up nasty pictures about dogs raping women at tea parties and tubs of tapioca pudding. She will deserve what she gets for being old and annoying. Step 6. Advanced programs. Are you abso-fucking-lutely out of your goddamn mind? If you made it this far and your brain hasn't hemorrhaged you to death, you should count yourself lucky. Do not push your good fortune. Take the time now to thank your gods for watching out for you and begin planning for the next day, when you'll have to teach the old bag the same exact shit you just taught her today. She will forget it all the minute that the first murder occurs under Jessica Fletcher's watch on the repeat of Murder, She Wrote tonight. Unfun fact, the murdered-to-survivor population ratio of the small town in Murder, She Wrote after over 264 episodes is the equivalent of the survivors of Nagasaki at the end of August in 1945. Bonus hints. Here are just a few more hints on how to teach computers to women over 60. Problem. Your head is constantly throbbing due to your extended conversations with women over 60 about computers. Solution. An ice pick will solve that problem. Choose whose head you will jam it into, but be prepared for legal interference in your life if you choose hers. Problem. You made your Nana cry by spitting in her face when she tried to white out a spelling mistake on the computer monitor. Solution. You're never gonna live this one down. Hard candies and DVD sets of Murder, She Wrote or Golden Girls are the only way to make up for a mistake like that. You will have to watch them all with her too because she can't figure out the DVD player. Problem. An over 60 female coworker thinks that you bashing in her kneecaps is not a proper way to teach her how to use a computer, and she reports you to your boss or the police. Solution. Lie. Lie your goddamn ass off. Sir, I think it's obvious that Marge is making this stuff up in an effort to destabilize the unity of the office so that she can take over your job. She even let slip that she knows where you live and where your kids go to school. I don't know if that was a threat, sir, but then she hurt me. She touched me, sir, and told me to keep it to myself, but I just couldn't let her do that to you, sir. I already placed a bomb in her car. If you'd like to push the button when she leaves today, sir, I would totally understand. Now get out there and teach an old woman some new tricks.